Testing one. Testing one. Testing one. Okay. There you go. Testing one. All right. Let me see. Okay. There you go. All right. Let me see. I don't understand this shit. Why it ain't working? All right. Okay, we're going to do it like this. Put you here. I don't know why the music don't work, but we ain't going to worry about it. Because this show is going to go. It's going to happen. Yes, it's definitely going to happen. It's going down. And that ain't no lie. Okay. Where am I? Trying to get that money for the rent. With the Cadillac gas money spent. Got a whole lot of bitches on the shit. Yeah. He ain't no with it. 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 Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Somebody tell me, somebody shout it out there, that it's hard out here for a pimp. Boy, when they trying to get that money for the rent, with the Cadillac and gas money spent, you got a whole lot of bitches jumping shit. Well, it's hard out here for a pimp. Trying to get that money for the rent. Reggie, you know about that, don't you, Reggie? My God, it's hard out here. Hard out here for a pimp. Especially when you're pimping H.O.K. God didn't get my money. $116 ain't nothing. Better go get my money. I got to pay rent in these projects I'm living in. Oh, shit. Yeah. Reggie! Dr. Reggie. Apostle. The GOAT. The ghost. The one you don't see coming. But the one that's right there all the time. Just waiting on your slip up. Ooh, boy, why you open up that book and lied like that? Huh? What gave you the audacity to open up the Bible and then lie out your mouth? Your scholarship was poor. It's like you are, poor, broke, busted, and disgusted. Yes, sirree. Your scholarship is so bad, I would have had more respect for you if you would have presented something that at least I can find in the history of Kemet, something you know about. No. But you open up the book, something which you got no understanding for, and then tell a lie, thinking you're using scholarship when it's just fraudulent information. That our father Abraham was a Hamite. And the way you discombobulated that, to put that together and then complain about your lying scholarship that you presenting, telling the people you doing this for them. No, nigga, you was doing it for $1. You did that for money, to pay your rent, to get your Christmas gifts going on. See, when you told them there's 800 people in the audience, the idea that y'all just gave me $116, that is treachery. That's what you said. You worse than the pimp behind the pulpit. Because at least they behind the pulpit. But your lying ass self ain't going to tell the people that 100. I remember when your ass only got $30. And you cried about that when your ass should have been grateful for whatever you get. Because it's all a gift. You ain't earned nothing. Nigga, you ain't got no job on this internet. You ain't clocking in no hours. Well, you think you punching a time clock and we are paying you for your service? Then at least present eligible, legible information. Just don't come lying about your understanding about the Bible. You didn't know what you was talking about, and you embarrassed your damn self, begging for money. Son, Nettie, you had no business going along with that, man. That's some sad shit. And you was rooting this shit. You was rooting his lies. But we're going to get to it. Because this show and prove. Okay? This is called Show and Prove. Did Dr. Reggie use non-scholarly, fraudulent information to con H.O.K. Have mercy. I really shouldn't care about it. The H.O.K. got conned. But I got a heart for the innocents. I got a heart for people that just don't know no better. But y'all let Reggie pimp slap y'all with bogus information. He threatened you like a hoe on the street. And y'all sent them more money. Like that hoe go out and get more money. When that pimp tell her you ain't done, you got to get more money. Because goddamn it, I need a Christmas tree. And I need to put some gifts underneath that tree. I got to feed that damn tree. And for that tree to work for me, I got to feed it. I got to put gifts. I got to bow before this tree. And I can't do this if I ain't got no money. Y'all know I ain't got no job. Man, I need some help. Well, I tell y'all, I need some help up in here. I need me a lahefa. I tell you, I need me somebody that can help me put this thing together so that it can be done right and properly, because I'm serving up a funeral today. Yes, sir. On behalf of the Most High God, I'm going to bury me some folk today. Some lying, backbiting, disgusting folk that will come on the air and lie, say, I'm doing this for you. Oh, by the way, send me $3. Everybody out there, send me $3 because I need some money. I got to pay my rent. It's Turkey Day. I want to feed my family. I want to invite them over here to the projects. This poor ass nigga. It's a shame. It is a shame to where we are going today. What we would do for $1. Instead of getting a job like an honest man, the Bible says that a man is supposed to earn a living by the sweat of his brow. See? But a man that can't take care of his house is worse than an infidel. And Reggie, you can't take care of your house without these people. It's evidently true. Once a month, you show up on Sarnetta show, begging, abusing people. You know, which ain't right. I'm the first to tell you. It ain't right. You shouldn't be doing that, Reggie. What you did was a damn shame. And I'm going to show everybody. And Sarnetta, like you said on the phone, I'm not giving you permission to do that. Then you had no damn business mentioning my name. Because I'm here to defend my name. That's what I'm doing. And if you slack my channel, I don't give a shit. I just start another one. This channel, it don't rule me. I rule it. So straight it. See if I give a damn. See, only one I care about is the Most High God in my family. The rest of that, if you ain't rocking with me, it's fine. You don't have to. I just don't rock with you. But I'll be damned if I'm going to become a dog and just lap up any kind of stuff. No. I'm not going to lap up my vomit. I'm going to leave that for y'all. You understand? For people like Reggie. that calls himself doctor, even though Sarnetta gave him the name. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't. He's not even honorary. An honorary doctor. Barely got a 2-year degree. He didn't even complete that. But we got some truth going on out here. Big ups to my family over there at the Lions Den. JJ 7000 putting that wax on Judah Nazareth yesterday on who is the true Messiah, Onias the third or Christ. And we know the answer to that. All you got to do is look in the Bible. The Bible is clear on that, who Hamashiach is. It's just that we got some people that think they know the Most High, that do not have a relationship with the Most High, but always talking about the Most High. But the book tells me, in order to have a relationship with the Most High, you have to have it with His Son. If you come by any other way or means, you're a thief and a robber, because you didn't come through the door. The Dalaf. Judah, you know what the Dalaf is. You know what the righteous path is. You know what the pathway is. The door that swings back and forth. You know that word. And you know if you don't go through the door, you're a thief and a robber. There is no access to the Father except through His Son. And if you don't have a relationship with the Son, then surely you don't have a relationship with the Father. And the Holy Spirit don't know you, because they all work in conjunction together. And I ain't talking about no Trinity. Okay? I'm just talking about truth. You know? We don't need to hear from you, Judah, or your Moabitess wife. We don't need to hear. She don't have no more truth than you do. You're both lacking in that department. So why you keep talking or putting her on the line and asking her this and what did the apostle say? Only thing she gonna come out and say is, I don't know. Just like she said. He said something like this. I don't know. He said something about a pill. And it just showed that she didn't know what the hell she was talking about. But I understand, because I see how you treat her. And the way you treat her in public, on the internet, has anything to do with the way you treat her behind the scenes. And you one fucked up dude, man. Your parents did a number on you, Judah. I feel bad for you. I would not treat a dog the way you treated your wife. That was damn embarrassing. And the sad thing was, you put it out there for the world to see. Something that the world should not even have an opinion on. But you put that shit out there with your dumb ass. It only shows how badly somebody hurt you, that you would go to the lengths of hurting another person because somebody hurt you. I plead for your wife and your children. And I hope you took that shit down. It shouldn't have never been on the internet. But you put it on there. You put your marriage on the internet, and you get what you get from it. Let's just say, not a counselor in Israel would have recommended you to go to before the public and put your marriage in the streets and to treat your wife in a manner you did. It's a good thing you married to an Asian woman, because I can see a sister whooping your ass for something like that. See, some of the women I know, yeah, they sometimes are the weaker vessel, but all of them ain't scared and all of them ain't weak. And you ain't a big dude. So I know some sisters that will whoop your ass for talking to them like that. And you deserve to get your ass whipped for treating your wife like that. And it's a shame that you don't know better. But you're less than a man. So I understand. That's why you can go on Sonetta, flip-flop, then come back on your channel and try to justify what you're saying over there on Sonetta. But a nigga like you, I know better than to trust. I know better than to put any kind of trust in you, Judah. You're sick fuck, man. Excuse my expression. I'm just calling it the way that you can understand it. Because see, this nicery stuff, being nice to you, ain't the way to go. Several times I've asked you, have I ever mistreated you? Have I ever done this? Have I ever talked about you? The gloves are off now, Judah. See, now you're seeing how bad shit can get with your tampon wearing ass. But let me get to this tape, y'all. That's what we're going to do. Rockmont, we're going to teach. You know, I want all of y'all to pay attention to this tape. We're going to watch something. I'm going to interrupt every now and then. Okay? But we're going to watch something. Let me share my screen. And y'all pray, man, that this thing work. Let's see. Let's see. Nope, I hit the wrong thing. Let me stop sharing. Let's see. I do this all the time. Stop sharing. Let me get out of here. Let me go back here. Let me see what this is. Okay. YouTube. That's this here. Okay, I don't understand that. Okay, so let me go back here. Let me try it again. Let me see. Share screen. This has to be it. Yeah. Okay. I got it up. You see? Okay, now let me make it bigger. I'll see how small it is. See if we can make it a little bigger. Okay, how's that? Let me see how that turns out. Okay. Okay. Now understand, y'all, I can't see y'all information. So listen, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not. And share this channel with as many people as you can. Okay? Hit the like button and share it. Take a moment and go out there and hit that like button. But I'm about to give you some exclusive, powerful, and honestly, if they had left my name out of it, I wouldn't be doing this. But they don't have no sense. See, they, for the detriment of themselves, they don't understand. By talking about me, I'm allowed to do this. Now, we got this other thing that came up in 1976 called fair use of the Act of 107, the Fair Act. So I'm using my Fair Act, my use, my usury, fair use. This is for teaching, is for enlightenment, is for education, entertainment, and all of that. You see, take it for what it's worth. But it's fair use above all else. Fair use. Let me show you what fair use looks like. Okay. Let me go in here. Okay, forget it. I can't. That's not going to work out. That's not going to work out right now. I have to do it in a minute. But I'll show my fair use thing. I'll show it in a minute. But it's all right. Let me see where we are.
Under the bed, under his bunk bed. You know, Cesario got bunk beds. He might be crying and shit under the bunk bed.
I will. What I'm not going to.
I'm gonna go beyond that.
It is
I'm
only
not gonna be dealing with nobody talking.
And so, without any further ado, I would like for my brother Reggie, in case there's anybody in this building that don't know what it is that Reggie do or don't know who Dr. Reggie is, Dr. Reggie,
right?
Please introduce yourself to those who don't know you, brother.
You're right. Let me reintroduce myself. My name is Brother Reggie. They call me Dr. Reggie, and after this, you can call Sonetta and Brother
His
Reggie.
Words. They call me Dr. Reggie.
The prophecies of Isaiah.
Okay.
We are going to throw down all of the swords, right? We are going to unite the people. The One West camp is going to be upset. They are going to have to come back and dispute, but there is going to be no dispute, right? I love the brothers at ISUPK. They are my favorite Hebrew camp. Well, I love Hashar, and AOC. They are my good friends over the years. Shout out to the General Yohana. However, we are going to unite the people today. So I know there's going to be a lot of tissues. There's going to be a lot of crying. Sonetta has another show coming up. So let me just get to this for the people. This, I really wasn't planning to do this show because of the, I wanted to leave it till later. Actually, I wanted to leave it till later, but I thought that in these times, in these uncertain times, that we need to get to the truth. You already know, Brother Reggie has received the top research award in Sonetta Studios at the Sonetta TV Awards. So I own that. As far as a researcher, I'm among the best.
Hey, Reggie, but I wanna let you know, I wanna put you on clear notice that you might start getting some threats after this video you putting up, brother. So be on point for that. You might start receiving some threats from some unknown people, and you could best believe they will be Hebrews, but you know how you do, and you thinking that people is after you, brother. So think about that. Are you sure you're willing and ready to expose this to your people, brother? You don't want to keep this top secret like the Masons, brother.
No, listen, I've had a long journey with disputes. My brother, the Moors, we are better for it.
Okay.
I've dealt with different groups of the Hebrews over the years. We have always better for it. It is only information, but I do know that information can get you struck down, but it won't be God that will do it directly. It may be someone else. But Sonetta, I've learned something driving around with you, not to be fearless. However, I am not going out of town in the near future. I don't like the situation that happened in Texas with Takeoff. I don't like that. When you go out there and you're supposed to check in, and then you check in, and the people that you're supposed to check in with, they when you get assaulted, they disappear, and it seems like they are part of the problem. So I don't like that. I am concerned about going out of town, and so Sonetta has offered me many times to go out of town, and I'm pretty resistant. I will be resistant after this, but because of this whole thing in the news with the brother Kyrie Irving and his statements, I do know, but I'm gonna keep it informational. I'm gonna keep it positive. Hebrews to Negroes, Wake Up Black America. That film is dead. I'm going to do a whole show on Hebrews to the Negroes. And if it's about money, it's about fame, I'm going to show you that you can make your money, you can be famous, but you are absolutely wrong in history. So let's get to it. Peace. Gather around, young people, and gather around, elders. Gather around to Sonetta Studios if you want to know the truth. If you do not want to know the truth.
One more announcement, Reggie.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm about to say to the people. Some people gonna be mad because of their hatred. Some people gonna be glad. But at the end of the day, I'm Sonetta Studios, and I deal with controversy and I deal with the news. Brother Polite will be coming on to talk about Hebrews to Negroes. Brother Polite will be making a splash return. I spoke to the brother already. Hebrews are scared to death. And Brother Polite, I don't give a damn what you niggas say. I am just the minister of information. And ain't none of you niggas wrote no articles about who came back. Tyson. Tyson went to jail for rape. He was found guilty. Polite was not found guilty, right? Tupac Shakur went to jail for rape. He was found guilty. And y'all all still love him. So the hell with you Negroes trying to tell me what?
Hold on. Yeah, we know Tupac was found guilty. But we also know he wasn't guilty. We know, I'm not even sure about Mike Tyson. But I know, based on the information, even though Tupac was found guilty, we know Tupac did not do what he was accused of. The girl sucked him off in the nightclub before they went back to the hotel. The ones that did that to her, she was scared to say who it was. And she blamed it on Tupac. Because he didn't care about her. And we know that. That ain't the same with Michael Noel. Even though he hasn't been found guilty yet. Right, wrong, or indifferent, I would have nothing to do with Polite. Even if I had the opportunity. Personally, I don't know him. I don't trust him. And the things he's done, I don't like. And that's my opinion. And I have the right to that. Y'all can treat Polite. I will not be watching Polite on Sonetta. I won't be watching Polite, period. Sonetta want to justify his doings ons. It's all about the money for Sonetta. He'll bring anybody on and try to make them look as good as angels, clean them up, straighten them up. As long as he can turn his profit, he don't care. I got scruples. I abide by principles. So that's all I got to say about that. Let the tape roll.
Man, that's foul. How you
Hold up. How that
The
happen?
women, the sister wives.
I deal with the news. Brother Polite will be coming on to talk about Hebrews to Negroes. Brother Polite will be making a splash return. I spoke to the brother already. Hebrews are scared to death. And Brother Polite, I don't give a damn what you mean.
How are we scared to death and we didn't know nothing about it? We just found out. How are we scared to death? That's a hell of a projection there, man. And why are we worried about them talking about Hebrews to Negroes? Where were they when Hebrews to Negroes came out in 2018? These are the niggas that's butthurt. They're butthurt over this movie. Believe me, they're the ones hurting. Now all of a sudden, Hebrews and Negroes, there's a problem with it. The movie was released in 2018. That's when I saw it. For one semester, I was a student at the Hebrew School of Detroit, which is sponsored by Ron Dalton. Ron Dalton is one of the professors at the school, along with Michael Law. And many others. Sister Dr. SQ. Even Zion is a professor or taught at the Hebrew School of Detroit. Okay? So, they're the ones butthurt over this movie. They the ones, it was like when they had the Hebrew Kemet thing, man, because it was revealed how the demigod Set copulated in the buttocks of Horus. It says it in their coffin text that he copulated in his buttocks. And when that came out, they were butthurt. And then everything was brought out about Egypt in this sensation over phalluses. And ejaculating in water and all this, ejaculating in the mouth of another pharaoh. And all this stuff came out. And they got butthurt over it. So they butthurt again because of the movie that just recently got some attention by ball players. This is sad, man. And it's a joke. But let's deal with it.
Niggas say, I am just the minister of information, and ain't none of you niggas wrote no articles about who came back. Tyson. Tyson went to jail for rape. He was found guilty. Polite was not found guilty. Right? Tupac Shakur went to jail for rape. He was found guilty. And y'all all still love him. So the hell with you Negroes trying to tell me what and how to run my goddamn channel. The hell with you niggas. Know why I thought about this, Reggie?
Now, we just found out once again. Have you heard anybody telling Sonetta it's like he got the horse before the cot, or the cot before the horse, excuse me. The cot is pulling the horse. He's already defending something that haven't even happened yet. Why? Sonetta, do you feel the need to defend an action that you haven't even committed yet? You're ahead of yourself, man. You must feel some type of guilt. You must feel this. This is something going on in your mind. It's not something coming from the community, not even your conscious community, because they just hearing about it themselves. Didn't nobody know before you opened up your mouth? Ain't nobody knew nothing.
Because them niggas that hate Polite still hate on me to this day. Guess what? They call me a goddamn molester and a child molester. And Sonetta's out there with the young girl. So I thought about it. I said, what the hell? Fuck y'all niggas. The hell with you niggas? Being that you want to try to tear me down, so I know it ain't just about that. It's about the hate. And so Brother Polite will be making a splash return to the H.O.K, goddammit. It is what it is. So, Brother Reggie, I'm going to fall back and let you do your damn thing. Go ahead, Reggie.
Well, shout out to Brother Polite. We have had a great time working together and hoping the situation is resolved for all parties, right? And we just have to see the end of it, but I will be looking forward to seeing Brother Polite. For the Brother Polite that I work with, that I knew, that we ate together, we laughed together. These are difficult circumstances, I do admit, but I'll be looking forward to seeing him, and hopefully there is a resolution, and whatever the truth is, let the truth come out. And that's what we're doing today. So gather around elder Hebrews, gather around young Hebrews, gather around Africans, gather around those that study ancient Egypt and study ancient Nubia, gather around all the people that even hate me and hate Sonetta and hate what we do, gather around. We finally are going to put to death the African hating Black Hebrew concept, right? We're not trying to destroy the the Black Hebrews or the Israelites. We're not trying to do that. What we're trying to do is to say that your obligation is to research the truth, and our obligation is to research the truth, right? For the Hebrews to Negroes to make all Africans, to replace African culture with Hebrews as if there were no Africans, as if the first human beings on the planet were not Africans, and to replace them with a recent religion in the time of history is untruth. Brothers and sisters, Abraham had Hamite blood, right? Just call it sister wife, cousin, concubine mixing, right? And we're going to be talking about this all year. I wish that Malik Zulu Shabazz would have called me, because I could have given him my earlier research, but he chose to call someone else. And he did a good job, but Captain Tazariak is who he is, one of the best debaters, formidable, right? You've got to respect the captain. And so people can say who won or not. I know who won, and I will what I'm not going to say who won, but what I am going to say is that this is the get back, right? I had told Captain Tazariak at that debate, why did your God send your people into Africa over and over and over to save your asses? But you hate Africa, but your God sent you into Africa. Now, if you went into Africa as invaders, right, then you have to eat that. Anyway, like I said, stay tuned. I'm gonna do Hebrew to Negroes. I'm gonna do that, and so hopefully, Polite to do it first, and I'll come back and do my piece. So let's just get started. I got to give you a lot of history, a lot of context, right? So stay with me. Abraham had Hamite blood, and this is problematic to the One West camps, and also problematic to the other Hebrews. And Hebrew is a Greek word, as they try to paint a story that Africans are Hebrew Israelites. Bible genealogy on families and clans of the Bible is difficult because there is no way to establish real people. However, the Bible follows, watch this, Nubian marriage customs of sister wives, concubines, and cousins. You hear what I'm saying? The Bible follows Nubian marriage customs of sister wives, concubines, and cousins. The problem with the Bible of the Old Testament is leaving out the women and their parents. That is the tell. Why do they leave out the women? Because they leave out largely the women, the sister wives, and the concubines. And that would prove the case. Even though it's a story, even without the woman, lineage can still be used because it can show patterns. The pattern shows that Nubian customs that.
All right, listen. If that's true, and if the Bible left out women, then what is the basis of his conversation? How is he going to talk about the women that the Bible left out, but apparently the Bible is talking about them? That's how he know they in there. Because the Bible's talking about them. But he said that the Bible left out women. This dude double talks. And then he want to say, and everybody, they all, see, he's not just saying the Bible stole from Kemet, but now the Bible stole from Nubians. See, the Bible stole sister wives, cousins, but then the Bible doesn't talk about it. And it's just a story. It's not true. Why are you so uproared about something that's not true? Why does it got your curls up if it ain't true? If it's just a story, why are you upset? And how can Abraham have Hamitic blood if it's not real? Abraham's not real. So therefore, he doesn't have Hamitic blood because Ham ain't real. Y'all see this? Do you see the lengths that they're willing to go? They covering every basis that they can because they're upset about the Bible. For a fake book, they sure spent a lot of time trying to tear it down. I'm sorry. I refuse. It's like I'm going to spend my lifetime talking about Santa Claus. Santa Claus is a fake story. Why do I need to talk about it? Why not? Why talk about it? Jason and the Argonauts. It's Greek mythology. Why would I sit around every day discussing it? Why would that be important for me if everybody know that the story is fake? To sit around and talk about the god Zeus. Why would I spend time gathering information about the god Zeus to come on Sarnetta and talk about something that we know is not real, but then turn around and ask people to send you money for your presentation as if it was real? This does not make any sense. It seemed like a money grab to me. It seemed like making something an issue that you don't believe is an issue, but you're going to use it because you know your audience don't got no goddamn sense. And as soon as you request their money, they're going to send it in. He's using you, and you don't even know it. He's bitch slapping you, and you don't even know it. He's pimping you, and you don't even know it. All on Sarnetta's show, where they're getting sanctioned to talk about a story that's not real, according to them. But they all wrapped up in your bunions about it. Let's go on.
The Nubians or their parents introduced the parents of the Nubians into areas in Egypt, meaning they were the parents of ancient Egypt. The Comedics don't seem to understand. It's not all Comedics. Infidicium does, but there are some people who are just Comedic centric. But the Nubians, the Tamhu, right, the Tetenu, the people in the Green Sahara, they started there first, and then they walked into Nubia, created Nahesi, Tasseti, all of those kingdoms, and then those kingdoms united and marched up to the other groups of Africans that were already in the upper delta. What we're talking about today, brothers and sisters, is the entanglement of people, right? And the need for clan exogamy. Clan exogamy is a system where you don't continuously marry within your clan. You have to marry outside of your clan for to keep peace with the politics of the people and to keep the children from having mutations based on family lines. So you have to migrate out. So clans and families share blood, right? It also deals with chief and proper succession. Who is going to be the heir of the kingdom and which other sons are going to be sent away to build new kingdoms so that they can be kings? The problem again is with the Bible, where they exclude women in important circumstances, right? And the problem is separating titles from personal names. Do we really think that Sarah's Sarah is just Sarah? Or is Sarah a title? Is Sarah a title? Yes. We're going to get to that, right? Is Abraham or Abram a title? Yes, it's a title. Is it really a name? No, it's not a real name, right? So that's why we know the people didn't exist. Many names, again, in the Bible are titles, people and place names, right? But the people who believe in the Bible, who are not researchers, are just dumb. Now, I'm not saying ISUPK is dumb. No, I'm not saying that. And I'm not saying.
Whoa. Do ISUPK believe in the Bible? Hold up. Let's back that up. Let's see if you're saying they're dumb or not, Reggie. Although you don't want to. Let's see what you said.
the women, the sister wives, and the concubines. And that would prove the case. Even though it's a story, even without the woman, lineage can still be used because it can show patterns. The pattern shows that Nubian customs to keep peace with the politics of the people and to keep the children from having mutations based on family lines. So you have to migrate out. So clans and families share blood, right? It also deals with chief and proper succession. Who is going to be the heir of the kingdom, and which other sons are going to be sent away to build new kingdoms so that they can be kings? The problem again is with the Bible, where they exclude women in important circumstances, right? And the problem is separating titles from personal names. Do we really think that Sarah's Sarah is just Sarah? Or is Sarah a title? Is Sarah a title? Yes. We're going to get to that, right? Is Abraham or Abram a title? Yes, it's a title. Is it really name? No, it's not a real name, right? So that's why we know the people didn't exist. Many names, again, in the Bible are titles, people and place names, right? But the people who believe in the Bible, who are not researchers,
people who believe, who are not researchers.
Now, I'm not saying ISUPK.
Oh, I'm not saying ISUPK, but what is dumb. Yes, you are saying it. You are saying it, Reggie. You just don't have the conviction and the balls to stick to it. You're saying it and you're not saying it. You are quivering on your statement. You're saying it, but then you know that perhaps calling them dumb, some of them might just want to put a foot up your ass. Because you know how they get. The brothers in the clubs. So you're trying to say it and not say it to prevent getting a foot up your ass. Reggie?
No, I'm not saying that. And I'm not saying Divine Prospect is dumb.
Is he a Hebrew?
And I'm not saying that many of the
Is he a Hebrew?
Heads, the ones that rule the camps, are dumb. They are not.
Oh.
Many of them are very wise, but they're wise enough not to tell the people the truth.
Oh.
So the Bible skips over relationships. And we have to understand that they are deifying their culture, and doing that, they need to replace the African history with their story. So when I introduce concepts of clan, exogamy, all of that will disappear. There is a doctor of literature. Her name is Sarah Lindsay. She is not a PhD, meaning she didn't go through the courses.
So her name is Sarah Lindsay.
She's pretty well
respected. Is Sarah a title?
She's a professor.
Or is Dr. Sarah Lindsay a person?
She's not African. But she studies Bible genealogy. And she has been very helpful in making me understand. So this chart that comes from a paper called Reconstructing the Skin Color Race of Jesus and His Ancestors, which I'm using some of it in Destroying Hebrews to Negroes. Let's look at this chart. And I'm going to go back to it. I just want you to look at this chart. There is Noah. Who is Noah? Noah is really the second Adam.
So Noah is the second
After
Adam,
the world
not Christ.
is flooded.
Noah's the second Adam, although the Bible says
God chose
Christ
Noah
is the second Adam.
Of all the people to survive.
Hold on, brother. Say that again. Noah is the what Adam? The second Adam? What did you say?
He is the second Adam.
What that mean?
You know, like Adam and Eve?
Right.
they began humanity. So
it's
Adam
logical,
and Eve,
Reggie, but you're making it up, man.
Adam was
you're
the
making
first
it
man
up.
and his wife.
I know. I just want you to explain it to the people. Brother.
You know that. You know
so
that.
Then the world, God makes a covenant with him, an agreement with him. He saves him, his wife, and his children, right? And he allows his sons, the sons of Noah, to have wives to go along and save them. And from that story, if you believe this story,
you know the Bible,
it's like Aladdin's lamp. It's like the 40 thieves, Ali Baba and the 40 thieves. If you want to believe it,
so do a discussion on Ali Baba and the 40 thieves.
If you
next,
study,
do a presentation on Ali Baba and the 40 thieves.
And if you're a
and
researcher,
then ask for some
you're
money
on a higher level
when you do it,
right?
Okay.
And
since it's all the same.
That's the Rob Bourne's 5%, 85% analogy of the gods and the herbs. There are people who actually know the truth. Then there's the people who manipulate within the truth. And then there's the blind, deaf, and dumb who just believe. And that is a story of the world. But let's look at this chart. Noah, he has Ham and
can y'all see
Shem,
that chart?
right? And he has another son.
Doesn't look like it's
right?
too big.
But that he's not important in this at this moment.
Let me see if I can blow
Ham has Cush. Interesting.
It might be
Cush is a Nubian name. Ham, we're going to talk about Ham in a minute, but Ham has a lot to do with color.
Okay, I blowed it up.
He has Shem.
It'll catch up.
Shem has a connection to color. And Shem has Ashur. Now, we're going to go back on this a little bit later. Cush's son is Nimrod. Islam is not kind to Nimrod. The Bible's not kind to Nimrod. And neither is ancient Egypt kind to Nimrod. Now, I know, Sarnetta, you were supposed to say, did Nimrod exist? Right?
But that's what I was about to say.
I know.
Did Nimrod exist, brother?
I'm going to show you that Nimrod did exist, but not the way we
think he does.
The blind, dumb, and deaf. Not you, son.
See, the reason why he's saying that, and there's a reason why, and that is because according to the Sumer records of kings, the records that are not, this is outside of the Bible. Sumer, the land that Nimrod was king over, has a king record, a list, and Nimrod's name is there. See, but they don't want to use that as evidence showing that the Bible is real. So they want to say that's a different Nimrod. Now, how likely is that? That this same Nimrod had a wife named Samasutra, who gave birth to a son called Tammuz, who is a deity, a Sumer deity, a god that they worship. Just like Nimrod. It's the book of Jubilees that explains that Noah had the garment that Adam wore. And Cush stole that garment from Noah and gave it to Nimrod. And Adam's garment, when Nimrod put it on, it affected Nimrod, made him a more powerful person than before wearing the garment. Okay? That's the story. That's in the book of Jubilee. Let's go back and hear Reggie lies. Okay.
Netta, but the blind, dumb, and deaf, because you were going to ask me that question. But this Nimrod, he marries. And though the Bible does not say he would marry the daughter of Ashur, he would marry, watch this, he would marry a sister or a cousin. Why? Because the world is young in this period. So all people would have to be somewhat first, second, third cousins. Am I wrong? Because Noah is creating, and then there's Ham. Now there's generations in between, but these people are really in this story, because all it is a story. He's going to marry his cousin. Now, when the marriage happens and the child is born, one of the children is going to be the heir, and the person is going to go on the side of Nimrod, usually his oldest son, right? So you know the story of children being the promise given to the eldest son, and the other son not getting the inheritance. So Ashur the younger is not Ashur's son, but Ashur the younger will take the clan of the father of on the Nimrod side, and the other sons will be pushed out, and they will form clans in other places. Now, here is the.
All right, we're going to go back over that, what Reggie just said. But I'm going to read something to you and see if Reggie is online. What Reggie is saying is true based on what the Bible teach. Remember the name Ashur. So Reggie is saying that Abraham has Hamitic blood because somebody's on Nimrod's side married the daughter of Ashur. And when that person married the daughter of Ashur, all the descendants of Ashur's daughter are Hamites. And since Abraham comes from Ham, since Abraham comes from Ashur, or seemingly comes from Ashur, which Abraham does not come from Ashur. Abraham comes from Shem, Ashur's father. But let's see the connection between Shem and Ashur and Abraham's side. Let's see if they're kin. In the 10th chapter of Genesis, y'all can follow along with me because I can't share my screen because I'm already sharing it. In the 10th chapter of Genesis, this is the King James Bible. Go to verse 22. Genesis chapter 10, verse 22. The children of Shem, Elam, and Ashur, and Oxaphod, and Lud, and Aram. So the children of Shem is Elam, 1, Ashur, 2, Oxaphod, 3, Lud, 4, Aram, 5. So Ashur is a brother to Elam, Oxaphod, Lud, and Aram. Okay? So if Nimrod married Ashur's daughter, that would make her the niece of Oxaphod. Now, Oxaphod continues the line which leads to Abraham, not Ashur. See, my son comes from me. He does not come from my brother. Nor is his bloodline connected to my brother's bloodline and who my brother marries. They're related, but not connected. Do you understand? We come from Oxford. Oxford begot Salah and Eber. We don't come from Salah. We come from Eber. This is taking us even further away from Ashur. So everything Reggie is saying is a lie. Or he just damn stupid and don't know no better. This is somebody that can read something and not understand what the hell he's reading. Why do I know that's true? I've seen Reggie. He was having a discussion on Sunday Show with Captain Tazayat. He was having the discussion. And Reggie was talking about baptism and the Mishnah, the cleansing of water purification that's in the Mishnah. And he was reading from the Mishnah. For the most part, most Hebrew Israelites, as myself, we don't read the Mishnah, nor do we read the Talmud. This is Second Temple writings. We don't read that. We don't regard it. It's not part of the Bible. So we don't even use it. The point is, Reggie thought he was reading from the Tanakh. He didn't realize he was reading from the Mishnah. But that's not the problem. To show you that Reggie does not have understanding of what he reads. On that video, and I brought it out on the Lions Den, we had a big thing about it. It showed Reggie reading from the Blue Letter. You know the Blue Letter Dictionary that has the interpretation of Hebrew to English? Now, the thing about the Blue Letter is translating the English back to the Hebrew. And when you read the Hebrew translation, you have to read it from right to left because Hebrew reads from right to left, not left to right. Even in the Blue Letter. Reggie is being seen holding his pencil up, reading the Blue Letter from left to right, and acting like he understands what he's reading. So get in your Bible, and instead of reading, and the whole earth was one language and of one speech, read it the other way. Speech one of and language one of was earth whole the and. That's what Reggie was doing. And he was acting like he understood. But you know what? That wasn't even the clincher. Sonetta at the same time was telling Reggie, man, you doing it now. You blowing those Hebrews away. Boom, boom, you shut the bomb. Sonetta didn't even understand. But it didn't matter. It's optics. It's the way things look. He made it look like Reggie was doing something. what Reggie was doing was reading the book backwards. He must be one brilliant mind if he can read it backwards and get understanding. Y'all understand? Do y'all hear what I'm saying? I'm saying it didn't matter what was being said. I'm saying that, and I'm showing it did not matter what was being said, because neither one of them understood. It's the optics that they were going for. They wanted you to think that something was being done when nothing was being done but some ass white backwards shit. Excuse me, y'all. That's how pitiful this thing is. It's pitiful because it has nothing to do with the truth. It has nothing to do with giving people truth, but it's everything to do with nonsense. Building up a channel to get money from people. You're worse than the preacher pulpit, the pimp behind the pulpit, psyching the people out. You're worse. You're no different, except worse, because you talk about them and then you do the same thing they do. You are most corrupt, and you're going to give account for it one day. But y'all over there in H.O.K, y'all just keep letting the bamboozle you. Just keep letting it boozy you. Take your pride and be damn, apostle, what I'm warning you about. Blame me for your own ignorance. Because if you continue what you're telling Sonetta and Reggie, we don't care. Abuse us. We're going to still support you. Lie to us. We got your back. Make us look like fools to the other audience. As long as some people think we got it together over here. Because we kim it. All right. Let's do this again. Just let me back it up a little bit and watch Reggie do this. Watch Reggie lie.
Now, I know, Sonetta, you were supposed to say, did Nimrod exist? Right?
But that's what I was about to say.
I know.
Did Nimrod exist, brother?
I'm going to show you that Nimrod did exist, but not the way we
think he does.
The blind, dumb, and deaf. Not you, Sonetta, but the blind, dumb, and deaf, because you were going to ask me that question. But this Nimrod, he marries. And though the Bible does not say he would marry the daughter of Ashur, he would marry, watch this, he would marry a sister or a cousin. Why? Because the world is young in this period. So all people would have to be somewhat first, second, third cousins. Am I wrong? Because Noah is creating, and then there's Ham. Now there's generations in between, but these people are really in this story, because all it is a story. He's going to marry his cousin. Now, when the marriage happens and the child is born, one of the children is going to be the heir, and the person is going to go on the side of Nimrod, usually his oldest son, right? So you know the story of children being the promise given to the eldest son, and the other son not getting the inheritance. So Ashur the younger is not Ashur's son, but Ashur the younger will take the clan of the father of on the Nimrod side, and the other sons will be pushed out, and they will form clans in other places. Now, Here is the tell right here. If Nimrod marries his cousin, right, and Nimrod is on the Ham side, right, then Ashur would be on the Ham side. And even though he has other children, right, Nimrod has other children, then what happens is these children still have the blood of Ham, Cush, and Nimrod, but they would go to the other clan. So we have to understand, or you have to understand.
No, Reggie, we don't have to understand. The fact is, it has nothing to do with Abraham. Nothing. Okay? They are distant relatives, but Abraham's blood is pure from Hamitic blood. That's the point. Abraham is not Hamitic. And it's not Africa. Why in the hell would we be concerned about land? Africa is a landmass. It is a continent. We're not concerned about land in that fashion. Land has not done anything to anybody. We are simply for our own people, like most people are. We are not Hamites. We are not Hamitic. We're Shemitic. We are concerned about Shem and the families of Shemites. We speak a Shemitic language. It doesn't mean we don't belong to Africa. You see? Because I'm about to blow you up. Because you're going to tell another lie and say that Heth is therefore from Abraham. The Hittites are from Abraham. And they're not. The Hittites are from Canaan. And Canaan is not even African. Canaan is just simply a Hamite. Because you can be a Hamite from Asia. You can even be a Hamite from Europe. You can be a Shemite from Africa. You can be a Shemite from Asia. You can even be a Shemite from Europe. You can be a Japheth type from Africa. You can be a Japhet from Asia, and you can be a Japhet from Europe. Because these three names does not tell us what landmass we belong to. It's the areas whatever we settled. Some settled in Africa, some settled in Europe, some settled in Asia. Nimrod was not African. He was Asian. Some Ethiopians are Asian. Some Ethiopians are Africans. Not all Ethiopians are African. I mean, y'all are just dumb. You don't know no better. You believe the story that the white man told you. Hamites come from Africa. Shemites come from Asia. And Japheth, they come from Europe. Not only is that stupidity, it is simply not true. is simply not true. Not all Ethiopians are the same. Even though Hamites and Shemites share the same skin color, they're not the same people. All skin folk are not kinfolk. This is your problem. On the other side of being stupid. But I don't really think you care about it, man. The only reason why you was on Sonetta's show, because you needed some money. And that's what you need to face up to. Own it. Tell the people you only came on, and you'll be back to teach some more nonsense to get money. But why don't you get your own channel if that's what you want? Why don't you invest? Because you don't want to invest with your money. You want to invest with their money. I understand. You're a cheap bastard. But that's why you don't have anything, Reggie. That's why you don't have anything. Because in reality, you're just a cheap bastard. Unwilling to work. Lazy. Ain't worth the ground you walk on. But let's get into it.
Or the dumb, deaf, and blind have to understand is that the blood in the story remains, but they become part of another clan. They can't, all the children of these of this marriage, of this relationship, no matter who this cousin is, right? No matter who the cousin is, has to go, they have to separate. One is the heir to keep this line, and the other one has the blood, but goes to, is pushed out, given a gift and pushed out to form other kingdoms. Does that make sense, Sonetta?
Does that make sense, Sonetta?
Does that make sense?
No.
Yes, it does, brother.
No,
yes,
it does not.
Okay, so
No,
otherwise,
it
guess
does
what?
not.
If
Why
all
lie to
three
him,
of these
Sonetta?
brothers went to the
You
Ham
know you
line,
didn't understand what he said.
right? You would expect fights. And so this is an old system coming from Africa so that people don't contest the leadership. However, in the Bible, which is a story, there was someone who did contest it. Someone stole someone else's birthright. Who stole the birthright? Right? What did Jacob do to Esau? Who's the oldest? It would have been Esau with the birthright that would go on the father's line and maintain his chieftaincy or kingdom. But no, Jacob stole the birthright, right? And the mother complained. But let's just keep on. So that's further down the line where we actually get that story. But what I have just proven was that Nimrod is a son of Ham.
No, you did not. No,
Cush is a son of Ham.
Didn't prove
and
shit.
So that the blood is still of Ham, right? And that there was a marriage, and the marriage only dictates clanship. So when they say I'm Shem and you're Ham, you're Hamite, Sonetta, and I'm Shem, or then they play it out. No, you're really a Shemite, Sonetta. You just don't know it. Well, because the Hebrews or the Bible writers didn't put the women,
sad,
it is them that have the problem. Because they're going to say, Brother Reggie, that's not in the Bible. I don't believe in the Bible. You don't even believe in the Bible. That's why we argue so much. You argue from clan to clan what the Bible says. You don't believe in it. What you want to do is give your analysis of it. Okay, so Lindsay wrote a blog, Cushite Ancestors. Abraham is Cushite Ancestors, right? And so we get this, I get this from her, this particular chart. So let's go on. So now we explain all of this for you. Okay, let's review the name of Abraham. Okay, so it says, and no longer shall be called Abram your name, but shall be Abraham your name. Oh, that's interesting. Abraham from Abram. Oh, that's really interesting. You're gonna say, Brother Reggie, you're playing word games. I know, bro. You're playing word games. That's what you're playing, right? No, I'm not playing word games. I'm gonna understand. Abraham. That is where he is over here. Abraham, right? This is the text, Genesis 17:15, and he's Abraham. So now let's look at the Hebrew. I don't do Hebrew well, but we actually going to see with Abraham that Ham is actually added to it, right? Ham is actually added to. Who's Ham? Okay, so this is the Hebrew of Ham. Okay, and so it's added to it. So that's why his name is from Abraham to Abraham. Okay, in the way that we speak in English, and none of you.
Reggie, let me help you out, okay? Because that's an idiotic statement you just made. Okay, it's idiotic. That actually, the pronunciation of the name never changed. The spelling changed. Let me help you out. There was a car called a Cutlass. It's an Oldsmobile. The top of the line of the Cutlass Oldsmobile is the Brougham. Some people call it Brougham, but the right pronunciation is Brougham, not Brougham. Brougham. That's the right pronunciation. It's spelled Braham. The Cadillac, top of the line, was called a Brougham. People call it Brougham because of the way it's spelled, but it was pronounced Brougham. Abraham's name actually only changed in terms of spelling, broadening the name Abram, being spelled Abraham, meaning Abram, Abba, is father. Abba. Abba is father. Abraham is a multitude, is many, a father of many, not a father of one. Not even the fact that he having one son. He's a father of many nations, not of sons, but nations. That's why his name was changed from being the father of one particular nation of people. He became the father of multiple nations of people. But the blessing went through one son, which is Isaac. You see? His other seven sons, they did not receive the same blessing that they received the blessing, but not the same. Isaac received the double portion. Ishmael, the son of Hagar, had 12 sons himself, who became the 12 kings or princes of Ishmael. But Abraham had 6 other sons by Keturah after Sarah died. Abraham married Keturah. The Midianite or the Cushite. She had 6 sons. Thus, Abraham is the father of multiple nations. That's what his name means. It has nothing to do with Ham within itself, which means hot. Spew your lie.
You speak Hebrew, so stop it. Stop it, you converts. You stop it. So his we could pronounce it as Abraham is a male given name. It's the form of the name Abraham, which means exalted father. So it's a title, young people.
If you struggle to fully empty your bladder, it means that your prostate is so swollen that it's making it impossible for you to.
It's not a real person. He's the exalted father, right? And the following people share this name, Abraham, the founding pharaoh, patriarch of the Israelites, the Midianites, and the Edomite people. They fail to mention the Hamite people, right? Okay. So it seems. Now, Abraham, now you got to understand. So he's the exalted father. Avram means the exalted father, right? So then what happens? You get Abraham, right? And you get Abraham is the multitudes of, right? This coming from this word Haman, so they say, because you dumb, deaf, and blind. But why would you be the exalted father of the multitudes? That would be redundant.
Why?
The exalted father is one of the multitudes. So they don't really have a good explanation of Ham, right? So then over here, okay, so then when we do Ham is hot, protective wall. But if we look at Ham as a nationality, the name given in the psalm in these psalms compared to Egypt as a descendant of Ham, son of Noah, as Shem means dusky or like, it's a color, or the like, and Japhet, fair. So these are the dusky nations, the fair nations. It has been supposed that Ham meant, as it is not improbable, black. So we have the dusty, we have the fair, and we have the black. Now, when I say I'm a Shemite, that means I'm dusky, right? If I say that I'm from Japheth, I'm fair. If I am from Ham, I am black. Let us continue.
Have you looked at yourself lately?
Okay.
Reggie, you know you will be considered fair, right? You
Abraham
know you would be considered fair skin, right?
You simple people believe that Sarah is just a name.
Yeah.
Why? Because you really don't believe in the Hebrew, the Greek Hebrew, or the writing of the Eber. You don't believe in that. You believe in King James Version. That's what you believe. Because when you read the King James Version, it writes Sarah as if she's a name and Abraham is a name, and Abram changes his name to Abraham, and his wife is Sarah. But what is Sarah? Sarah's a title. Sarah is the hereditary princess where the
That's
birthright
Sarai.
will be given. Their child will be given the inheritance.
That's
and
not
the
Sarah.
other
That's
child
Sarai.
of Abraham,
Her name
if he has a
before it was
concubine,
changed.
will have to be sent away.
You don't even have
So
enough
Hagar
sense to realize that,
and
Reggie.
Ishmael are sent away, and Ishmael is.
You see, it says Sarai. Sarai. You don't understand that Sarah's name was changed from Sarai to Sarah. Because you're stupid, Reggie. You lack comprehensive skills of reading material and understanding. All you can read, but you don't understand what you read. You lack comprehension. Or you will see that that's Sarai. That was her name before it was changed. Why? Because she laughed when the angel prophesied that she would have a son. She didn't believe. And she laughed. And the angel told her, therefore thy name shall be changed. Because she believed not. In her old age, that the Most High could do what did not happen when she was younger. But let's go on.
It's like a nationality. People, do you see it's just a story of nationalities? It's not really human beings and real people. Some of you people actually believe that these are real people. No, these people are using a story to talk about nationalities, but they're borrowing this clan exogamy from another people. Who are the people that they're borrowing it from? They're borrowing it from the Nubians and the Egyptians, the people of Tawi. Because why? These people.
So this story happened already.
Thousands of years of understanding that you can't completely marry.
So I can find the same story in the Egyptians' writing and in the Nubians' writing. Is that what you're telling me, Reggie? I can find the same exact same thing. I can find the same exact same names. Is that what you're telling me, Reggie? Okay.
Marrying your family. You could marry a half sister and you could be fine, and you could keep it in your bloodline if you give the inheritance or make the new pharaoh, right? The new pharaoh, you could give him that title if he came from your main wife. Who's your main wife? Your main wife in these cultures or your sister wives? Does that make sense? So I'm hoping that makes sense to you. And then your concubines, they have children. They are still of your blood, but you're not claiming them as an inheritor so that they don't claim the inheritance. So when we go back to this, Ham, Cush, Nimrod, and a cousin or a hereditary a princess, you're going to get an inheritor. Here it's Asher the Younger, but Asher the Younger, again, is not the son of Asher. No, he goes to the other clan, but still there is blood. I hope y'all understand what I just did.
No, really, I don't.
You people fell for the clan, but not the blood. Or you think the blood is the clan, but the reason why you do that, simpletons, is because you leave out the woman. You give the women no value unless the Bible, but the tell is when the Bible doesn't mention the woman, then it all falls apart. You just ignore it and you keep dogmatically pushing a narrative, but you know you don't have the information. You never ask why you don't have the information. You just go along with the story, and then everybody else who asks a question, if they don't kowtow to you, you push them out. So Sarah is a title. She's a hereditary princess. She is the only woman who God deemed worthy to be addressed by him directly in that book. Directly. All the other prophetess receiving their revelations through angels. On their journeys, Abraham converted the men, and Sarah, the hereditary princess, converted the women. She was called originally Sarai, i.e., my princess, because she was the princess of her house and of her tribe.
She was originally called Sarai. Sarai. That was her name. It may have meant princess in Hebrew. Princess is English. That's a translation. But she wasn't no king's daughter. Nimrod was king. She wasn't Nimrod's daughter. So what are you saying? People don't name their children prince or princess? Sure. You can name your child anything you want. I know a brother that named his daughter Princess. I know a good friend of mine named his daughter Unique because they was trying to think of something unique to say about her name. And he said, why not Unique? That's what they name her. I had a cousin named Queen. That's what her mother named her, Queen. She became Queenie to us. Her daughters are still with us. But herself, she wasn't a queen. Maybe in her father's eyes. But she wasn't a queen, even though that was her Queen Esther, as a matter of fact. That's her name. Her name on the birth certificate, Queen Esther. So what are you saying, Reggie? You got some special insight? Huh? And on this chief Terah, on Abraham's father, Terah, you forgot the H. And he wasn't no chief. He was a priest in Nimrod's kingdom. Abraham's father, Terah, was a priest, a Chaldean, which is like an astrologer priest, a holy man. Okay? But they did not believe in the Most High God. That's why the Most High God called Abraham and told him to separate himself from them.
People, you have to understand that all these people in the ancient world were clans and tribes. They weren't in like modern day America. They wasn't living in that time. These are just clans. You know that Abraham is a clan leader. Your stories say that he's a clan leader. And then all these other stories, the Prophet Muhammad, he is a clan leader, right? Jesus Christ is a clan leader. They're all clan leaders, tribes. Where did they get this from? They get this from Africa. Now, Sarah is a hereditary princess, a sister wife or cousin. She shares the same father, or Sarah, is a hereditary princess. She is a sister wife. She shares the same father with Abraham for the purposes of keeping the bloodlines of the chief, Terah. Terah is her father, but she has another mother. Abraham can marry this woman, and this woman would give them a hereditary son, which actually Isaac would be the hereditary son, and Hagar, the concubine child, will be the one sent away to create a new kingdom, Ishmael. Right? This is a Nubian, and it is an ancient Egyptian, because the parents of the ancient Egyptians are the people of Napata and the people of Nubia A, as we call it, and the people of the Western Desert, the Tamhu, and the Tetenu, or in the Western Desert, in the Eastern Desert, and their parents are the people in the Cave of the Swimmers, the Cave of the Beast, in Gilf-Kabir. I don't have time to go today to go over that, right? So now we're going to go to, we're going to move on. We did Sarah. Now, let's read this story, because that's all it is, a story. I know that you believe this story, but you ready for this, Sarnetta?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'm not going to tell you.
I didn't put the verse in Genesis. I think it's Genesis 10.
You and Jabari sound the same.
Now these are the generations of the sons of Noah: Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And unto them were sons born after the flood. No women is mentioned in this, right? But these men, the sons would have to marry her, follow this pattern, whether it exists in the Bible or not, to find out who is there going to be the hereditary, and the other sons are going to have to be sent away. The women that are born would be hereditary princesses, half sisters, and half sisters and cousins, right? You can't keep marrying in your bloodline. You have to marry outside. That is why Abraham will ultimately be a member. He would have mixed blood of Hamite, but
not true.
And that's why he's in the story. They're not taken out of the story. They're important because they do have the blood. They are mixed. And guess what? So we have Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and then we have the sons of Japheth. That is Gomer and Magog and Madai and Javan and Tubal and Meshe and Tyrus. The sons of Gomer is Ashkenaz and Rebeth and Tagarmah. Don't worry about my mispronouncing it, because you converts don't speak Hebrew, right? You don't speak Hebrew. So these are in English.
So
King
why
James
can't you
version.
pronounce them?
Roughly.
They're not in Hebrew.
And the sons of Javan,
why don't you pronounce them?
Elisa and Tarshish, Kittim and Dadaman. By these were the isles of the Gentiles divided into lands, every one of after his tongue, after their families and their nations. So here it is, nation building. I think the Hebrew Israelites have no problem with understanding this, because they actually believe this. They would quote this directly: everyone after his tongue, after their families, after their nations.
That's talking about Japheth, the Gentiles.
And the sons
of
Ham,
nations, there's Gentiles.
Cush and Mizraim and Phut and Canaan. These would be the sons of, but these would be, okay. And the sons of Cush, Seba, Havilah, Sapta, Rama, and Septeka. And the sons of Rama, Sheba, and Dedan. And Cush begat Nimrod. Cush begat Nimrod from my chart. He began to be a mighty one on earth. He was a mighty hunter before the Lord. He's a mighty Nubian. Before the Nubian tribe.
He's not a Nubian.
Who are the lords, who use the word.
He's not even African.
Even as Nimrod, the mighty hunter before the Lord.
He's in Sumer.
Important. Cush begets Nimrod. Nimrod is Hamitic. We know that. The Bible does not treat him well for his deeds. But there is a real Nimrod, and he wasn't treated good before his deeds. And this is in Egypt and Nubia. Canaan will ultimately be cursed, right? But Ham is not cursed. So if Ham is not cursed, why does the One West camp condemn all of the Hamites? But they don't condemn.
They condemn Hamites. They condemn anyone that's not Israel.
It is Africa
Do you
that
understand
they're condemning, and they're not really talking about Canaan. They are so confused. Some of them say that the original Hebrews were Canaanites. They're so confused.
We don't have anything against
and when you want to separate them, you know how you separate them? You separate them by clans, right? So those people in the Delta who was intermixing in the period of ancient Egypt, right? And during the time of Pyrameses in that city, they're mixing with.
You know, I can barely. I want you. I'm trying to get to a point, and I don't want to lose that point. When he goes berserk about the money, and I mean he really gets pimpish. And I'm trying to let it get to that point. It's coming up soon. I know this is boring, but this is Reggie for you. You know, to have all these scapegoats in the manner in which he's coming up, like why he's trying to make Nimrod out of an African, I don't understand. Nimrod did not come from Africa. His father went into Africa. He's a Hamite. Our problem is with anyone that's not Israel. And that's not really a problem. It's just that we're for our people. See, you sound like a white folk about why y'all against us, meaning black folk. Why are you black folk against us white? We're not against you white folk. We're just for our folk. So Israelites are the same way. We're not against other nations. We're just for our nation. We're concerned about our nation, like most nations are. Why should I be concerned about some Japanese nation or some Chinese nation and what the Most High choose to do with them? Why should that be my concern? I'm not. I'm concerned about me and mine. I'm concerned about my children knowing the truth. My people knowing the truth. Starting with my home. And then it broads out into my community. But everything has a start. It starts with me. I'm concerned about me and getting me straight. Then I can straighten out my children by leading them the proper way. And then through their help, we can reach out to our much broader family. And our much broader family can reach out throughout our community. And then all of those who are Israel that do not know they are Israel can come to the knowledge of who they are. Why? Because it started with me. That's all, Reggie. I don't hate y'all. If you're not Israel, you're not Israel. I'm not concerned about you. Or you and your Kemet gods. I'm not concerned about them. That's why I don't talk about Kemet. any more than I talk about Santa Claus or any other thing out there that I'm not concerned about. I don't waste my time. And I surely ain't going to try to make money off of it, because I got scruples. Unlike you.
The North Africans that were always there, the Tamil and the Chitinu, the Libyan groups and stuff like that went into there, and they're mixing with the Canaanites, but they are trying to keep a family separate. Okay, so we know about the H.O.K, the foreign leaders, and we all know that. I'm not going to cover that. I'm just sticking to this point. Who really believes in this story? Believers. The question is, don't you see? Hebrew Israelite women, Hebrew women, Black women, African women who are in these faves. Where are the women? Brother Reggie is redeeming women. I am giving you your space, your politics, your sovereignty. I am rescuing you from these men who continuously leave you out and only select you to be the heir of their kingdom, and your other children get sent away. So I don't have to take care of my other children from my concubines and from my cousins and from the other people I interrelate with outside of the outside of my relationship. I don't really have to pay for them. You know what I have to do today? I just have to pay child support. But I'm going to take care of the children, and particularly my son, my main son, in my true marriage. Brother Reggie is being like Isaiah today. I am giving you all back a promise, but the promise is in with the truth. Now, no Hebrew Israelite, Hebrew, Israel, any of those groups can argue with me, because you know why, Sanetta?
Why?
They don't have the data of the women. You can't go on here and say, all you can say, it's not in the Bible. That's all you can say. Brother Reggie, you're making up, it's not in the Bible. But you can't defend it because you only have the Bible. You don't have history. Brother Reggie got history. So all of the sons of, watch this, all of the sons of Ham find themselves in Africa or in an African-related kingdom.
What's up, monkey face?
Yes,
Which is, who's that? Who's
not even you.
So all of the sons of Ham find themselves in Africa.
I can't hear you, baby. I can't hear you.
Or in the African-related, all of the sons of Ham find themselves in Africa or in the Africa-related kingdoms. The funny thing is, Africans, of course, in history, were already in Africa. We didn't need this story. As a matter of fact, again, it's a Nubian story. So Cush goes to Nubia, right? Mizran is Egypt or Tawi, right? Foot is Libya, not the Libya, modern day Libya, not the Arab Libya, but the ancient areas where the Tamhu were. That group of people, the people that guarded Naphtali, the people of the Gifts Kabir, the people who would have migrated to West Africa, the Tamhu. Some of you are people who are Kemetic religious, and you two are just as not bright, right? And you don't do the work, and you say, Brother Reggie got bad arguments, but you're never going to ever do a presentation like this because you can't. The reason why you can't.
Can you, Reggie? Because
I don't hate people. I hate bad information. Okay, let's just keep it a buck.
This is bad information.
Bad information when you say it over and over again, and you know that you're wrong. All you have to do is pick up the right book, but you're pushing some narrative that the Tamhu.
I mean, you're speaking about yourself,
out of
Reggie.
Africa. No, the Tamhu is an African civilization that gave birth to Nubia and Nakata. That's who the Tamhu are, right? They're on the outskirts, and they're the people who deal with Chad. You got to go out of, when you go out of Egypt, the Nile Valley, you have to run into the Tamhu. So all you got to do is read the early stories of ancient Egypt, and you will find that Tamhu is out there in the Western Desert. But you want to create a comedic narrative, like it is like Kem, right? I'm sorry, you don't know enough. So Hebrew Israelites, it's about truth. And the truth extends to people who are making up stuff, who's just doing bad history in your camp and in the camp you think I am. I am not Kemetic. I study I study Tawi, I study the Tamhu, I study the Tinu, I study even Greek civilization, I study Crete civilization, I study all civilizations to solve problems. I'm not trying to get you into no camp. I'm not trying to get you into no shrine. I don't, that's not what I do. I do black politics. So today, what I'm trying to do is unite the people on truth. I know it's going to hurt. I know you're going to be upset, right? I do understand that this is problematic, but let me just continue. Sorry about my rant. It's just taking up, the rant is necessary for, to help people understand. So now, kingship and chieftains of tribal people, such as the people of the Levant, came from Nubia. So
Wayfair's Black Friday sale is here. Save on mattresses and bedding up to 70% off. Living room seat.
From Alice Lindsay again, the cousin bride's naming prerogative. And I'm going to use her for a while, and then I'm going to use another source. The cousin's bride's naming prerogative pertained to noble wives, not the concubines.
Let me see something here.
And to begin, his children will go back into Africa, be able to breed. Why do lions, when they take over a pride, kill the children of the other lion that was there? Should we do as nature does? Right? This is a story of tribals where African people, not you are African, you just don't know it. Like, you know how Sunday they say that we're Hebrews and we don't know it?
Oh, yeah. You're Africans.
Well, you people are Africans.
Yeah, I'm here, Reggie. I hear you.
You people are Africans and you don't know it. Or you didn't steal our story. You just simply replaced it with your story while you were in power. And you wrote a book. That's all. But Africans had already been written thousands of years ago, and all you did was write a story.
But Reggie, see, you got to stop doing this, man. This is why Apostle don't like to debate no more, because you just blow their spot up, man. You fuck them up, and they ain't got nothing to fight for.
So at this mark, my name was mentioned. Y'all make note of that.
Yeah.
At 104.57, my name is mentioned. So fair use, right? My name is mentioned. I'm brought in. I had nothing to do with this until they brought my name up and injected me into this. And then, cleverly, this doctor here, that's not a doctor, is going to say I have no discussions with ghosts, and he's going to go on and talk about that. And he does not understand that this ghost is his downfall. This ghost is his downfall. Because I'm the one that every time he opened his mouth up, I'm going to destroy him. I'm going to make him look like the clown that he is. That little punk kid that used to get his money taken from him to and from school. That little punk kid that used to try to hang out with the big boys. But when the street lights came on, you hear his people calling him out the window, Reggie, you know, it's time to come home. Reggie, you know, because Reggie couldn't hang. Really. He was that doofus little kid that couldn't even figure out his way. You know? Picture, understand what I'm saying. I'm describing this dude and where he come from. Why he is the way he is. But let's get into it.
Because he talks and I am snatching his book from him that he can't defend. And you know what, Senator?
Right.
Let me tell you something about people like him.
See,
I would tell everybody.
To this day,
you know who I don't really respect?
To this day, Sonetta had more than one opportunity because he's challenged me on more than one opportunity to confront me. I even, whatever subject he wants to talk about, Sonetta does not have the intellect to deal with me. I will destroy Sonetta in a discussion, in a debate. I don't care what it is. I just want it to be fair. That's all I ask. Something he cannot control. And that scares the shit out of Sonetta. Because he know he can't face me on a one-on-one. That's all I've been asking for. If you're so goddamn better than me, show it. Prove it. And each time he challenged me, he backed out. He make this big thing about he doesn't have to debate me on the Bible because I don't believe in the Bible. The other Hebrews need to debate me. That's an excuse. Sonetta asked Divine if the Bible was 100% accurate. Divine said the same thing I said. No. People like Tazariak because they've been taught about the Bible. So they believe it's 100% accurate. But how can it be? You got more than one Bible. Pick 30 of them out of the 400 that exist. And all 30 would disagree with each other. And I'm not putting the Bible down. I'm saying the Bible contains scripture. Scripture is the word of God. For the Bible says all scripture is God-breathed. It didn't say the Bible was God-breathed. It talks about scripture, the original text. Things are lost in translation, whether it's intentional or not. But we have to use the Bible. Because if you want to find the word of God, it's in the Bible and in other sources, like the Apocrypha. But the Apocrypha is no longer parts of the Bible. So you have to seek a different source. The word of God is not excluded to the Bible alone. But they can play their games all they want. It don't mean jack. I stand on everything I say. And the only thing I say, prove me wrong.
I don't respect converts. You know why I don't respect converts? So if you say, thank you. And see, you're not a, how can I say, you figured it out, right? You know what a convert does? He makes an oath with a God and a story. So let's talk about Christians, for example. So a Christian, he makes
y'all pay close attention to this.
He left his African culture. I'm talking about Black Christians, and he hid. He converted to Christianity, and he made a covenant with a new God. So he's actually a convert to Christianity. A convert is the worst type of human being.
Why you say that?
Because he is the one who gives up his God for another God.
Wow. That's very powerful.
Last year, I made $403,919 using e-farming.
That's really powerful. What's going on here?
That God has the power. Didn't he say that I am the potter over the clay? So if he's the potter, then what's that? What is the potter? The potter is the power. So he letting you know that I got the power. And so I'm only going to hit you with this scripture right here for now. And then I'm going to come back to you. I could go more. I could go, matter of fact, man, look, man, fuck that. Let me go in a little more. Let me show him another scripture. Let me give him some more DNA of these scriptures. Deep this shit is right now. You don't know how deep this is going to go. Cesaria.
Okay, here we are. I don't know what just happened.
Color or the like, and Japheth, fair. So these are the dusky nations. Father, beginning in chapter 11, Abraham became years, depending on how well you do. I can respect you. I respect Captain Cesaria. Let's play Jeopardy. Where in history? Lamech is related to the word Melech, meaning king. You bump your heads like other. Cushite had two thrones, symbolized by the double crown, and Horus was said to unite the people. Now, the Horite Hebrew were devotees of the high God. The Bible does not treat him well for his deeds. But there is a real Nimrod. I don't hate people. I hate bad information. Okay. I think that you know that. Please don't argue with me on that. The belief in God Father and God Son is central to the faith of Abraham and his Horite Hebrew people, right? Father, beginning in chapter 11, Abraham, you bump your heads like, oh, this is tribal. Why you think it's biblical? Moses be able to breed. Why do lions?
Yeah, we love him, man, but he got to learn the hard way.
I don't like, but I'm giving him a history lesson.
Right.
It ain't gonna hurt you, but you're gonna say, "Damn, Reggie." Convert to Christianity. A convert is the worst type of human being.
Here we go.
Why you say that?
Because he is the one who gives up his God for another God.
Bam. Y'all hear Reggie? A convert is the worst kind of people. I love it when people get so messed up with their talking that out of their own mouths they condemn themselves. I love it. I love it because he is so concerned and wrapped up with something he think I did. But he's actually describing something that is attributed to him and Sonetta, because they both left their gods for new gods. And according to Reggie, a convert, someone that leaves his God for another God, is untrustworthy. Reggie was a Christian. He was raised as a Christian. He believed in the Christian God, although now he don't. Why? Because he left the Christian God for whatever he believes in. Even if it's an atheist, it's a new God. Sonetta has said it. He believes in God. Now, he just don't know what to call it. He said that. But Sonetta used to be a Muslim. When Khalid Muhammad was alive, and when Sonetta got locked up in jail, Sonetta converted from Christianity to Islam. Because Sonetta used to believe in the Christian God. But that God couldn't help him while he was in jail. He needed more help. So he converted in jail to Islam. Sonetta believed in Allah. He switched gods. And he done switched as soon as Khalid died. He switched God again. Now it's an unnamed God. He believe in him, but he don't know what to call him. But he believe. But he know it ain't the God of the Bible. That much he knows. Out of Reggie's own mouth. Let's hear Reggie's words.
If a nigga gives up his God for another God,
you know what? That's real shit.
Convert to Christianity.
And listen to Sonetta says he agreed.
And see, you're not a, how can I say?
Listen, y'all.
You figured it out.
This is powerful.
Right? You know the convert does? He makes an oath with a God.
I like it.
And
I like it.
So let's talk about Christians, for example.
Yeah, let's talk
so
about
a Christian, he makes us an oath.
Makes an oath.
African culture. I'm talking about black.
Makes
Christians.
an oath. I ain't never made an oath in my life.
And he
go ahead, Reggie.
He hid. He converted to Christianity. And he made a covenant with a new God.
Yeah.
So he's actually a convert to Christianity.
It's the same.
The convert is the worst type of human being.
Yeah. Why
do you say that?
Because he is the one who gives up his God for another God.
And Reggie gonna feel this thing. Watch him.
If a nigga gives up his God for another God,
you know what? That's real shit, Reggie. That's real shit, bro.
Reggie. You see, Sonetta?
Damn.
But did Sonetta not give up his God? Did Sonetta not give up his God not once, but twice? Out of their own mouths, they condemn themselves. Out of the abundance of the heart does the mouth speak. And out of their own mouths they bring condemnation upon themselves. That's powerful. That's an individual. You might as well take a gun, stick it in your mouth, and pull the trigger. Because you just condemned yourself. That's the same thing Pharaoh did. See, they always talk about the babies and how unmerciful God was for killing the firstborn in Egypt. But you don't understand. Pharaoh spoke that pronouncement upon himself. Moses told him that the Most High, the next thing that come out of Pharaoh's mouth, he will put it upon himself by his own words. And when he condemned all of Israel, firstborn, Moses told him, you know not what you done. Reggie, you don't know what you just did. You condemned yourself. You told us that you are untrustworthy. And I believe you. Because you just pimp slapped all of H.O.K. to give you money so you can have your Thanksgiving and your Christmas holiday. I hope that food was good. I hope that food was good. I can't wait for the next time because you still got to get your Christmas tree. So between now and December 25th, you will be doing another showing to get you some more money. Yeah. And son, you're going to be right there with him. You're going to be right there with him, bowing down before that tree, paying that tree. Get them gifts to that tree now. Make sure you do that. Make sure you give homage to that tree. Okay? Because that tree is going to want its just due. Yeah, what's up, man? What's up, man?
What's up, Apostle?
Hey, ain't nothing to it, man.
Yeah, I wanted to call in, give my 2 cents if I could.
Yeah, you can, man. Come on. Yeah.
Because a lot's being said. And, we're talking about wisdom. We're talking about, history. We're talking about knowledge. I just wanted to come in and bring some,
Uh-huh.
All right. Now, look. All right. So we're saying that this Christianity and things weren't over in Africa, right? They like to say that, right? And let's go with Alfonso I, King of Congo, 1506. All right.
Okay.
Modernize the Congo, establish modern schools, and encourage his people to follow Christianity.
Uh-huh.
That is Alfonso I, King of Congo.
Right.
Let's go to the next one. King Mvimbe Nzinga, Congo.
Okay.
He changed his to Christianity and ordered religion's structure of the Congo to change to Christianity.
Right.
Now, let's go to Ethiopian King Johannes IV in 1871. He was emperor from 1871 to 1899. Okay, missionaries came to to Ethiopia and asked him if he wanted their help. And he said he didn't need them, and that the scriptures have been there in Ethiopia for thousands of years.
Right.
So that right there, there's just a couple of things, right? And then we talk about Cush and all that. Which Cush are we talking about? Are we talking about the son of Ham's land, or are we talking about the Cush with the K? Because see, we don't talk about that too much. Right?
Not much.
Now, when Sesostris I of the 12th dynasty invaded Nubia about 1915 BCE, he named the land south of the Second Cataract Cush. All right. Now, Sesostris III in 1826 BCE. I'm going to the Hyksos with this, Apostle. That's where I'm going. I don't want you to think I'm going off course.
No. You're good.
Sesostris III, about 1826 BCE, tried to occupy the Sai Islands, but was compelled to fall back. The kingdom of Kush eventually broke through the frontier as Egyptian control was waned in later 13th dynasty. The Kushite seized Buhin in 1650 BCE and had advanced northward to Aswan. Okay? Now, this is about the same time that the Hyksos invasion of Egypt. All right? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and they have all this, the archaeologists have found, those subjects, in excavations of the tumulus, of the large tumulus tombs of the Kushite chief. So this is also archaeology. This is not just coming out the Bible. Who were buried on beds surrounded by hundreds of their sacrifice retainers.
Right. Hold on for 1 second, man. I'm trying to get this straight. For some reason, my screen has, hold on for 1 second. My screen has done something crazy, man. And I'm trying to get it back small, but hold your thought. Don't lose that.
All right.
Man. Skip.
And they say, hey,
I'm talking right now.
hey, brother, learn, listen.
Happy holidays from everyone here at Umzu. Not only are we bringing you the best quality natural supplements and natural products that you know and
I don't know why it's oversized in the manner that it is.
If you learn the Quran, right, we'll protect you. Going to the mosque and they're doing.
I can't even pause it. Okay, go ahead, man. Go ahead, Lynn. I'm sorry.
All right. No, that's all right. All right, that's all right. And you know, and like I said, all right. So the Hyksos, you know, so they found all those sacrifice retainers, and some expatriate Egyptians took service with the rulers of the KUSH as mercenaries. I'm talking about the KUSH now,
right?
Okay? Not the original Kush.
Right.
Kush as mercenaries, while others probably worked in the glaze industry at Karma. Okay. Now the Hyksos seals are from the Karma tombs indicate that the Kushite princess had contact with the Hyksos. And when Komos of Egypt's Theban dynasty attacked the Hyksos ruler, Apopus I sought to make an allegiance with the Kushites. You know, remember when you was talking about the Hyksos and the Kushites, you know, north and south coming together going against Komos?
Right.
Yeah, they were plotting to go, you know, but Komos, however, intercepted the messenger, thwarting the scheme. All right.
Right.
Now, the reason why I read that was partially because I want people to understand the time and the period. So it gives you times and dates right there. So if you rewind this back, you can find out the emperors of the time. You can find out, you know, the Hyksos ruler Apopus I. I haven't heard nobody really talking about that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
People talk, but they ain't putting dates and stuff with it. You know, Komos of Thebes sacked Avaris in an attempt to unify Egypt and drive out foreign kings in 1575 BCE. Now, one point I wanted to make was that when I was arguing with Uncle Garfield on their channel, this is years ago, they were saying, oh, there ain't nothing written about that. There's nothing written about that. You know, there's nothing written down so we can go off of. And I pointed to the Stele of Komos, Apostle.
Right.
The Stele of Komos. They didn't even know about, right? Like, so we're talking about this history, and I just gave you 3 examples of rulers, you know, in Ethiopia, you know, and in Congo, saying that they were with Christianity.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Now, and then with our sisters, when they talking about our sisters, you know, the story of Adam and Eve is an example of Satan's hatred for humanity and the Word of God.
Right.
Just as Zane drove him to go against God and humanity, right?
Right.
So what I say to my sisters, you know, is, you know, you can't be, you know, letting people take you the wrong way.
Right.
You know, because you know, it's scriptures, you know, like this, you know, a woman with no shame shall be likened unto a dog. Now, we know where I'm going with that, the B word, right?
Right.
If your daughter is unruly, keep her in, or she will be abused herself.
Right.
You know, because a righteous woman will discipline her kids, and you know, but you have this unrighteous group trying to teach their unrighteousness, and we know in the Bible that that's a sin.
Exactly.
When you're talking and you're taking people down the wrong path, that's a sin. You know.
Right.
So, and what I wanted to say to you, brother, I got a couple of scriptures for you because I'm not coming out my mouth and talking shit. I'm telling you straight up what the Bible says, and this is where I feel when I hear you talking about this stupid shit. Do not envy wicked men or desire their company. All right?
Wow.
And I got one that I want, or 2 of them that I want you to read, but I'm going to read these. Leviticus 19:2. Tell the whole of the congregation of Israel and tell them to be holy because I, the Lord God, am holy. So be holy. Don't follow man. You know,
Right.
avoid foolish controversies, genealogies, quarrels about the law because they are pointless and worthless. All right. Now, the one I wanted you to read, Apostle, could you read 2 Timothy 2:14 and 6?
Yeah, hold on. Let me get to it.
Okay. Because that's the problem. We're following man. You know, we got too many people out here worshiping the ways of men. They have their master teachers that they put above God. You know, you talk about all these master teachers that they have, but they're earthly. They were born of man and woman, which makes them sinners.
Right.
Automatically, because it's in the bloodline of Adam and Eve.
Now, is that 1 Timothy or 2nd?
It's 2 Timothy.
Okay.
Chapter 2,
right,
verse 14 through 16.
Of these things, put them in remembrance, charging them before the Lord, that they strive not about words to no profit, but to subverting even the hearers. Study to show thyself approved unto God, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. But shun profane and vain babbling, for they all increase unto more ungodliness. Very powerful, bro.
Thank you. I appreciate you. You know, and that's where I'm going with that, Apostle. You know, I mean, we got to be, you know, do our own due diligence and go out here, you know, and look up things, you know,
right?
Because you know, and even with the N word, you know, I went over that quite a few times. We all know that it meant that word is pronounced nigger, and it's from the Latin, and they was calling Barnabas and Simeon that in the Bible,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then they took the nigger and changed it into negro. So the only thing they did was took the hard ER off and added the row.
Row, right.
And we can find this in Strong's G3526. Strong's G3526. If you look it up, the definition of nigger, N-I-G-E-R, is dark or black or dark brown, and also a Christian.
Right.
So this is telling you that they were calling those people niggers then.
Right.
And the word has just evolved from that, you know. But you know, we follow the social constructs that are given because, you know, and we take them upon ourselves. Like black and nigger and all these things are social constructs given by these, you know, scientific racists who are supposed to be, you know, the leader in anthropology and all this other stupid shit, but they were a bunch of racists.
Right.
And they were trying to put their race first class when race was a creation by Johann Friedrich Blumenbach anyway.
Right.
He created and separated us into different, you know, 5 different groups, you know, from where we came from. Put the whites on top and the blacks and the Indians on the bottom.
Right. And that's why people today think Hamites came from Africa, Shemites come from Asia, and Yafet come from Europe.
Yeah. But see, that's another thing is about having two nations I can understand, but not 2 races. There wasn't races back then, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Were you saying 2 nations from a womb? All right, so if Jacob and Esau, right?
Right.
If they both come from black parents,
right?
These are children of Ham, right?
Right.
So we say that Ham is black. Okay, so if 2 of Ham's kids who are black have a light child with red hair, that child is not white. That child is an albino.
Right.
Because his parents are African, so he is still African.
Right.
Even though maybe light skin or albinoism, he is what his father is.
Right.
And his mother. Because they both come from, you know, from that area. So how how does it work? How can you say that one child could be dark skinned and the other can't? Like Ham, Shem, and Japheth. You understand?
Right.
You're going to be what your father is. You know?
They were what
there was no
Noah was.
curse anyway. Noah cursed. God didn't curse
Canaan. Right.
Canaan.
Noah did. When he woke up,
Something
when he
that
came
Ham
from,
did, but he couldn't curse Ham because Ham was already blessed.
Right. When Noah realized from his stupor what took place, he cursed Canaan.
Yeah.
But that's just him. That's not the Most High.
Right. But
That's him.
You got these people
speaking. He just speaking of his displeasure. His displeasure. We don't know if anything actually came about that or not. We it's only thing I know is that the Canaanites they were mostly worshipers of Baal. That's all I know.
Okay.
You know, they worship Yahweh, Baal.
Yeah.
And because of us living close to them, close proximity, we adopted some of their ways. They adopted some of our ways.
Yes.
And the Most High warned us about that. Not to get involved with them. Leave them alone.
Yeah.
Don't give your daughters to them, and don't take their daughters to yourself.
Yeah, that's right.
So, because the Most High knew once we did that, we would mix ways, and that's what happened. So we started calling on the same God in error, El Baal.
Well, what's the scripture? I can't remember the scripture. I know it's in there, but it says, help out, somebody who's, struggling, but beware that you don't, fall into the same trap, basically.
Right. And it also tells us to be careful when we put one another down, because we are subject. We can be subject to the same stumble that they fell into. We can fall into. None of us are above that stumble.
Yeah.
So that's why it's better when we find someone that is weak among us to encourage him, to build him up, rather than tear him down. But see, some people, man, some people, no matter what, you can't build everybody, build up everybody. Some people are just incorrigible. They are, and they despise you because of your faithfulness. They despise you because they can't see you standing doing what they themselves can't do.
Right.
So, they take a hard stand against you, and no matter what, they can have the same issue with another person, but that person don't bother them as much as you do. Your presence bother them. So they hang on it and they dwell on it. But the only thing they're doing is hurting themselves, man.
Yeah, because it says in the Bible, Matthew 4:7, Jesus replied, "It is written, do not put the Lord, our God, to the test."
Right. And every time you tell me to prove my God, you're telling me to put him to the test.
That's right.
And I will be a fool to do so.
See, they keep on doing it because it says you can deal with a person once or twice, and then after that, leave them alone. You know what I'm saying?
Shake the dust off your feet and move on.
And I've been doing that over there on Unbiased's channel. See, so I've been doing the same thing. I've been, I thought I was helping. Like I put in the chat this last time. I said, but they seems like they got a strong delusion over them. Like,
yeah,
in the Bible.
bro, you got to use wisdom, man. You got to pick your battles. Show enough.
Yeah.
You just you can't answer a fool in everything, because
that's right.
You'll make a fool out of yourself.
Well, you can't talk for another man anyway, period.
Right.
See, that's where I'm at with it. If somebody says, what do you think he's saying? How the hell am I supposed to know?
Right.
You are the fool for trying to speak for another man. Like you said, if you're trying to speak for another man, you're showing that you're a fool. Because only that person can speak for themselves.
Right.
Even if my mama can't even speak for me.
No.
You know what I mean?
No. And you can
older,
show.
Maybe if I was a child, but I'm 53, so my mom can't speak for me. You come to me if you got a question. Don't go to my mother.
Right. You can show their words coming out of their mouth. You can demonstrate it, but you can't apply no intentions to it. Right. Why they did that or why they say that? Right. Only thing you can do is show what they say.
Showing your arrogance and ignorance.
Right. Right.
But I got, I got to get on Jesus now.
On who?
I got to talk about Jesus because they've been on Jesus. And, I mean, like we saying, we didn't see Onias in the scriptures.
No.
But
I surely didn't.
Let me read a couple of scriptures about Jesus, and then let me read this one first, Apostle.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, it says, all right, we go into Jeremiah 9:25. God will punish all who are circumcised yet uncircumcised. Judah, Egypt, Edom, Ammon, Moab, and all the inhabitants of the desert, are all uncircumcised, Israel included, uncircumcised in heart. That is Jeremiah 9:25 through 26. All right. So now I want to get real quick, go over the Jesus thing, because I got let me see. There was one more thing I wanted you to. I gotta find it, but right here. All right. Luke 2:21.
Okay.
He was named.
I said, go ahead.
Okay. Luke 2:21. He was named Jesus, the name given by the angel before he was conceived in the womb.
Okay.
That's telling you right there that Jesus was an angel. And in my learning, I come to the conclusion that he's the Holy Spirit.
Okay.
The one that came out of God's bosom. The one that had a better name than all the rest of the angels. The ones who created and was there from the beginning. All right? So, y'all gonna stop playing with Jesus. And I'm gonna give you another one. Matthew 1:21. She will give birth to a son, and you are to give him the name Jesus because he will save his people from their sins. You see? Here's another one. For Christ Jesus, the law of the Spirit of life sets you free from the law of sin and death. Now, who gave us the law of sin and death, Apostle?
The Most High.
Yeah, I mean, but who? What people? What two people?
Oh, Adam and Eve.
Oh yeah. That's why he told them, don't eat from the tree of what, Apostle?
Of
good and evil.
Good and evil. Right.
And what else? The other ones. Tree of life.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Two trees in the garden. So if you got the tree of life, what's the opposite of life?
Death.
Okay. And if you're good, what's the opposite? I mean, if you're good, if you're following scripture and you're living righteously, what's the opposite of that?
Evil.
Sin.
Yeah.
Right.
Evil.
So the tree of good and evil is sin. The tree of life, opposite is death. So let me read it again for y'all. Romans 8:2, for in Christ Jesus the laws of the Spirit of the life set you free from the law of sin and death.
Powerful, man.
And then I got one more thing that I want you to do, and I'm gonna leave you alone.
All right. No problem.
I showed this to my brother Yara, and he really liked it. Right? Pull up the land of Havilah, please. Just type it, Google it in.
Okay, hold on.
Land of Havilah.
Hold on.
Yeah, we both know, because me and you've already had this conversation. We both know that there's a Havilah in Shem and Ham's lineage. I had the paper. I can't remember, what lineage and telling which lineage they come from. But nonetheless, I'm gonna let you pull this up and you can look at it.
All right. Hold on.
If you could show the people, it'd be nice. But if not, they can look it themselves.
What scripture are you looking for?
I'm not looking for a scripture.
Oh, what you want? Havilah?
The land of Havilah.
Okay. Hold on.
Yes. And this is the only thing that I'm doing here is proving, because there's many other names.
Let me pull it up first. Let me do this here.
Okay.
H-A-V. Is it I? Havilah.
Yeah, L-A-H. Now, if it didn't exist, it would tell you, it doesn't exist on our...
What is Havilah known for? Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me do it this way.
I've been asking guys for years to pull this up, but Yara was the first one to do it, like last week or a couple days ago, actually.
Okay.
I appreciate him for that.
Okay. Let me see if I got a map here. For some reason, this is awful large. Let me see if I can make it smaller.
I appreciate you, Apostle, for coming on here and, standing up for God, and Jesus and the scripture, brother.
Yep. I got you. I don't like this website, but let me do this. I got to share. Let me pull up more on that. Okay. Show images. There you go. All right. Now, let me go back here to StreamYard. And let me share my screen. They go a bunch of them. Which one you want?
Just pick one, whichever one looks best. Got the best view, or because
you see this over here?
Yep.
See it right there?
Yep.
This is that's India. It's saying this is Havilah. Hold on. This is Havilah here. Because I thought it was more closer to, right. I think I like this one better. This is not, this is a sure.
The one right below it. The one you were just on, the one that says U7 on it, and then it's pretty much the most color, the one with the most color there, and it's got Africa here, and then it's got the.
Okay, so which one? Let me see now.
It would be on the third row, farthest to the right.
Right here. You talking about this one?
You got three. Yeah, that one right there. Yep.
Let me blow. I was trying to blow it up. Let me see. They won't let me make it that much bigger. But here it is right here.
Okay.
The other one had it on this side of the peninsula. This one got it here. Got Kush here because.
Go to that first one too, because that first one looks like it's showing, because it goes all the way down to what's that? The Red Sea.
Yeah.
It's between the Red Sea and what's the sea between it and Africa?
The River Nile.
No, I'm talking about the water between Africa and Havilah.
That's the Red Sea.
Okay, and then what's the other sea on the other side? What's the other sea on the other side?
Going this way?
On to the right, all the way to the right.
Euphrates.
Oh, okay. Now, Pison, the Pison River.
The Pison goes right through it.
Right. The Pison River. Pishon or Pishon, it might be Pishon, I'm sorry. But Pishon. That river runs all the way down, in Havilah and through Havilah. Now, these are the same rivers, that are some of them are the same rivers that are talked about in the Garden of Eden.
Right.
Okay.
Well,
this
the river that came out, the river that came out of the Garden of Eden came to a head, and then turned into 4 rivers. So there was one river in the Garden of Eden. When it flowed out of the Garden of Eden, it came to an head, and from that head flowed these 4 rivers.
That's in Revelations 22, like 1 and 2 or something like that.
It's in Genesis 2. It's in Genesis 2.
Oh, okay. But, listen, the makeup, when they talk about the 4 rivers, that were a part of the Garden of Eden.
Right.
The Nile, which encompassed, the whole of Cush.
Right. The Pishon.
The Pison River. Yeah, the Pishon River, Euphrates, and the Tigris.
Right. Well, yeah, and the Gihon. But
okay, so
right.
Maybe all right. Now I'm thinking one of them might be renamed, but I'm not exactly sure.
It could be the Tigris, because the Tigris is a modern name.
Yeah,
it's not right. It's not an ancient name.
Yeah.
Right.
So those are the 4 rivers that's coming out of the Garden of Eden. Now, when we talking about Cush and all that, right? They had their descendants. Ham, Shem, and Japheth had their descendants. Why are these lands over there named after the people in the Bible? Havilah takes up, Havilah takes up what is considered the Middle East today.
Right.
So Havilah was the Middle East way before the Middle East was the Middle East.
Right.
Let's just get that straight. And Havilah is one of the descendants of Ham or Ham. Well, there's a Ham, like there's a Joktan in Ham and Shem's lineage also. Right.
There's a Dedan and Sheba in both.
See.
Right. There's a
like
Median.
These lands was named after these.
Right.
Inherited by these people.
Right.
From their forefathers.
Right.
And these are the people of the Bible. That is showing you that it's true history.
Right. Like in Cain's land, in Cain's line, there's an Enosh and an Enoch. There's a Methuselah in Cain's line. That's different from the one in the Seth line, because they were family. They used the same names. Yeah. That's why even Ashur, what Reggie was saying, Ashur, there's an Ashur that's in both family lines. Just like there's a Sheba and Dedan in both family lines. Through Abraham, there's a Sheba and Dedan. So, and like I say, and
that's
even
showing the truth of the Bible. That's showing the truth of the Bible. And it's also showing the true history.
Right. It shows Nineveh and Kalad as descendants of Ham, but Nineveh is not in Africa. And Ashur is the father or the progenitor of Nineveh. Because see, not all Hamites
was the lands of Ham, Shem, and Cush at one time.
Right.
And then every man started making maps, and we take these social constructs with the name of the places that we are from also, and we take them upon ourselves. Like you got these motherfuckers out here saying, I'm proud to be an American, all this shit. America was never, it was not America. In the beginning, that was not the name of that place. These are names that was given to these fucking places by, either us or our oppressors.
Right.
I mean, our people over there, but, mainly by the oppressors who took control of, when you win the war, you take control of everything, the resources and the narrative. So you start creating your own shit.
They carved up Africa.
Land, motherfucking all that shit.
Right.
They added. That was them putting that shit on the map. Not that wasn't the name of the place.
Right. They carved up Africa.
Social construct.
They carved
the word. I'm sorry. Hold on, pause.
Yeah.
It's a social construct, just like the word nigger and the word black.
Right. They carved up Africa before they left Germany.
Mm-hmm.
They carved up the boundaries. They named the places and all of that.
What was the name of that meeting that they had? I forgot about it. It was in
right. I can't think the I can't think of it either. But I know it was in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
I know it was in Germany. So and all these names they gave it has nothing to do with us, man.
Right. But see, what it is they're doing the same thing as, what we're seeing out here today.
Right.
They're propagating, spreading and promoting an idea or theory widely. That's a definition of propagate, right?
Why is there a Christian church in the city of Alexandria in Egypt?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. That's where the Christian church started, in one of the churches. That was one of the first churches.
Yeah.
It was in Alexandria.
Was it around the same time as the one in Antioch?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. See, that's where they first started calling them Christians.
In Antioch.
And that was a negative
Right. That was a negative right. It was a negative
social construct.
Right.
It's a social construct, but it says in the Bible, don't be afraid to be called, or don't be upset to be called a Christian.
Right.
But at the same time, that's a social construct. That's a name given to.
Right. Right.
And like I said, in those times, they was calling us the N-word still in Jesus' time.
Right. As early as Jesus' time.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And it was in Latin, But I don't want to take up too much of your time.
Oh, no, man, you good. I'm done with this tape. I just want, as a matter of fact, everybody heard it when he started begging for the money. I don't need to re-show that. But like I said, anytime you're going to come across on an internet and you're going to share bogus information that is bogus, and you're going to tell the people you're doing it for them, and then with the same breath, you complaining about money. No, nigga, you doing it for the money. Yeah. Admit it. You doing it for the money. You're trying to get your Christmas and Thanksgiving on. Please.
Yeah.
Now you would have been better off leaving me the hell alone. You know what I'm saying? If you left me out of it and went on and taught, I wouldn't be doing this shit I'm doing now.
Yeah.
But you want to mix me up in it. You want to put my name in it because you think that I'm your come up. But you got it wrong, bro. You got it wrong. That's why you won't face me. You're doing everything you can to keep the narrative, but you don't want to face me. But the more you talk,
I heard them talk. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was saying, and they were saying about, our sisters,
Right.
I mean, they were talking about our sisters, we're going to save you. Well, I don't want to be long-winded, but I'm going to give you a couple more scriptures to go with what I'm trying to say. You must not defile your daughters by making her a prostitute.
Right.
For the land will be prostituted and filled with depravity.
Right.
No daughter or son of Israel is to be made a shrine prostitute. And you must not follow the statutes of the nations that I'm driving out before you, because they did all these things, I abhorred them. You see?
Right.
So we're talking about the daughters and following the nations, not just nations, but men too.
Right.
That's the problem that we have. We follow men. We follow, and we've been programmed to do this. We've been programmed to listen to whatever the hell's on the news, the music,
exactly,
the media, and follow it. And these people are taking us down the wrong road.
Right.
They probably already know they're going to hell, but they're going to propagate it. They're going to propagate it and try to take you with them.
Right.
And when I say the word propagate, it's the root word of propaganda.
Right.
All right. Now we know propaganda was started by Edwin Bernays. That's Sigmund Freud's nephew. But let me give you some synonyms. These are words that can describe propagate: spread, disseminate, communicate, pass on, put around, make known, promulgate, circulate, transmit, distribute, broadcast, publish, publicize, proclaim, preach, promote, propagandize. So this is all trying to push a narrative, whether it be false or, but in this community, you're going against the scriptures, you're pushing false narratives. You're spreading, disseminating, communicating false information, which is going to turn, and I'm not the judge, and I pray that all of my, my family comes into back to the faith, but I can't go against the stupid shit that comes out your mouth, because there's really no work out there to back it up. It's like there's something coming out of your mouth, and you propagating shit, and you taking people the wrong way. Like I said, I hope that all of my family goes, to heaven. But I mean, the only thing I can say is, you got to stop with the bullshit first, because you're going to have to answer that. And I hope that you don't. I'd rather, you go up and have a clean slate, but a third of us is, not a lot of people is going to be taken up. It says that in the Bible. It seems like more people are going to be catch that second death. The first death is the death of the body. The second death is going to hell. And only God can give that.
Well, there's no deliverance from the second death.
That's right. So only God can give that. So I pray that we, we change our ways, and that we start promoting, truths.
Right.
Instead of this nonsense that we make up in ourselves, we change the narrative to fit our plan. So like you said, we can either, for gain, let's just say for gain, whether it be money or influence, power, whatever it is, you're promoting this bullshit for, let's change that and start promoting some truth, and start doing your due diligence, family, and look shit up for yourself.
Right.
Stop allowing somebody else to tell you who you are, where you come from, and how to live, because in my opinion, that's voluntary slavery.
Right. You can do well by making those decisions for yourself.
Yeah.
You decide who you are. Yeah. You decide from whom you come. You decide.
Yeah. And a little research,
right.
Little research on your own goes a long way, because then that way you can join the conversation. You're not just sitting there expecting, Brother Apostle or Brother Reggie to give you the information. You have looked it up, and you can join the conversation and say, hey, this is what I found.
Right.
Too. So in that way you are involved with not only, finding the information, but helping to promote the truth.
Right. You're not speaking just from a position of emotions, but you're speaking from a position of sound teaching, instruction, doctrine, and belief. Just not just your emotion, but you're speaking from intellect. You're speaking from knowledge.
A wise man once said, I can't remember the man's name, but he said, if you're arguing with me using others' talking points, the only thing you're doing is repeating or mimicking or parroting.
Right. You're parroting.
And how can you be, high on the hog using somebody else's information? If it was yours, I could see you could have a big head and, and all that, which we ain't supposed to have. But if you're using somebody else's shit, you just following that man.
Right.
And whether it be to heaven or to his demise.
Right.
And then that's all I had to say, Apostle. I appreciate you letting me come on.
No problem, bro. I've been on now 3 hours and 12 minutes and 46 seconds. This is the longest I've ever been on there with my channel anyway. 2 hours is good.
They heated a little bit there, didn't
Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm gonna be shutting this down. I'm gonna respond to Jay Snake real quick. Is there anything else, bro?
Well, the next time we talk, we're gonna get into that council of the Council of Jerusalem.
Okay.
We're gonna deal
15th chapter of Acts. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna deal with that because see, we talk about Paul and James and all these people, but we don't talk about where these people were doing this at.
Right.
We don't talk about their first council that was created in Jerusalem, which all other religious councils follow to this day.
Right. Okay. We can do that.
Right, brother?
Yep.
All right,
bro. Go ahead and disconnect, man. That way I won't have to worry about picking up the phone.
Huh?
I said, go ahead and disconnect. I won't have to worry about picking it up.
I'm hanging up.
All right, bro.
Brother.
All right.
All right, later.
Yeah. Jay Snake. Let me share something with you. And I'm not going to go back and forth. I'm just going to share this with you. I don't really understand your question, but I think I do between these two statements. Let me highlight this last one. So, if it's all about the father's bloodline and who's your father is, why was only Sarah's son blessed? Because that's the son that God chose to represent. Okay? He's Abraham's firstborn of the promise, Isaac. Ishmael was never the son of the promise. Neither was Hagar, his wife. Hagar was a slave to Sarah. Sarah was Abraham's wife. But Sarah did not know how to wait and took it upon herself out of feeling less than, because she was not able to produce a son for Abraham. She would not wait on the Most High, and she told Abraham to go inside her maid and produce seed. The Most High never wanted that. Abraham obeyed his wife and did what she required, but it was not for him to do. He should have waited on the Most High, but he didn't. They had a son named Ishmael, who was considered in the New Testament, in the book of Romans and in the book of Hebrews, to be the son of the flesh, where Isaac is the son of the promise. Through Isaac shall thy seed be called. Isaac had Ishmael, Isaac had Esau and Jacob. Esau sold his birthright, and it went to Jacob. Jacob had 12 sons, which became the 12 sons of Israel. One of his sons is Judah, who the kingship came through the bloodline of whom Christ came through, the tribe of Judah. That's why. Okay? So I hope that answered your question. As I said from the start, Water Blue, Jay, my cousin Israel, Johanna Israel, I see you out there. Thanks for stopping by. Forever's Food, thank you. Appreciate you for stopping by. You know I love you. Y'all make sure, and Walter, I see you, man. You working, man. I see you encouraging them, man. So thank you for that, man. And I hear you, Rahman Israel. I hear you about I got to get on top of the sound and find out what's going on. It perhaps is this condensed mic. I'm not sure. But we're going to get to it and get it done. But I do appreciate y'all for stopping by, hearing what I had to say, getting Reggie and Sonetta straight. They do better to actually leave me out of their conversations, because whenever they keep mentioning me, all I'm going to do is blast them for doing so. But I thank y'all for reminding the people to like and subscribe. I thank you for that. Hey, you've been with me from the start, and I appreciate all of y'all. And years from now, when y'all still here, yeah, maybe all of us can get a upliftment from this here channel one day. All of us can be uplifted the way it should be, as a channel is being allowed to run the way it's supposed to be, where people are not being blocked, muted because of their differences. Because unless it becomes very terribly annoying, you don't have to worry about that from me. I'm not going to deny anybody from speaking their mind, regardless of how crazy it sounds. That's only a reflection on you. It's not a reflection on me. Fair use under the Act 1976, Statute 107, fair use was granted for such as teaching, entertainment, education purposes. It was allowed not for personal profit, but for entertainment, allowed us to use recordings, videos, and such as those things in nature to help explain, teach, to help people inquire information that otherwise would be deemed unusable. Fair use. Fair use. Fair use. Reggie, what you did was wrong. You would have been better served to come on and present honest material based on research of the material you study. At least if you're going to talk about the Bible, do it from an honest portrayal. Don't lie with your lying ass self. Give false information and dare to attempt to call it scholarship. Because if you do it, I'm going to come behind you every time. You don't know what you're talking about. I have proven it over and over. You cannot read the blue letter backwards and get understanding. You cannot read the Mishnah and say it's the Tanakh because you don't know better. You must, if you're going to do a presentation, at least know the information you're giving. At least master it before you try to share it and dare people to. Dare to charge people? Who do you think you are? broke bastard. Get a job. Stop using the H.O.K. as your come up. You're pathetic, man. Like you said, any man that changes God is not trustworthy. You, my friend, change your God. You used to be Christian. Yeah. Right. I had all, you see all of this up here? What's for you, Reggie? Every bit of it. Consider yourself blessed. And Sonetta, stop encouraging him. Stop it. You look like a fool when you encourage a fool. Don't you know better than that? All right, once again, y'all, I thank y'all. It's been 3 hours and 23 minutes. And I can feel the strain on my voice. and it don't take much. But I do thank y'all for hanging here with me. Okay? Appreciate you. Until the next time, shalom. Blessings.